So in this video, I will be go through May 2020 Unit 1, question number 3, 4, 5 and 6. I already covered question number 1 and 2 in my previous video. Please go and check that video as before coming to this one. So move to the question, which is question number 3 is a garden center stores information about this plant and customers. The garden center collects and stores both structured and unstructured data. Explain the difference between structured and unstructured data. Where possible, support your explanation using example of structured and unstructured data that the garden center might use. So we have to first you have to understand what is the difference between structured and unstructured data. So in a simpler way, if I give you example, that one is when you open any of the Excel sheet, we get the data in a table format, right? That one has some table header value similar like that. So this is one of the example of a structured data where it can be easily readable. Whereas the unstructured data represent the type of data that one can be image, can be video, similar like that, or can be some description about something. So this is the example of unstructured data. So for the unstructured data, it take more storage compared to structured data, more analysis, similar like that. So the answer will be structured data is organized. Information is a predefined format, easily manageable and analyzable via SQL. So SQL is our database, right? So based on the database, it can be easily analyzable. It comprises fixed field like that. I already mentioned that for the Excel, one of the example for the Excel that I provided already, that one is they have a fixed field and quantitative data. So what is the meaning of quantitative data and qualitative data? So quantitative data is which can easily be measurable, like a numeric data that we can easily measure how many data inside we can easily measure the numeric data, right? And beside that, if you think of the Excel, for the Excel we can also measure how many data inside, how many row are inside the data, how many column are there, something like that, that we can easily measure. So this is the example of a quantitative data. Then one of the example for quantitative data can be the telephone number. Then come to the unstructured data, lacks a predefined format and is qualitative, posing challenges for fitting in fixed field. It requires language processing or text mining for organization and analyze, and usually occupies more storage spaces. So that means it is quite challenging to fix inside the specific field. Besides that, it is taking more space. So more space, and beside that also it is quite harder to analyze. So we have to do some of the mining and everything to clean the data to came up with a predefined format, something like that. Then we can go for the analysis. So we have to convert that structured data to structured way. Then we can research or analyze the data. So the one of the example is a photo of plant or video of a plant, anything similar like that. Now move to question number B, which is the garden center database include these tables. Still simple data is shown in the table. So there is two tables. One is supply table, the other one is a plant table. So the question is name a primary key used in the database, right? So we have to identify one of the primary key that is used inside the two table. So where primary key means is a unique value that represents something, like for the car they have a car plate, right? That one is unique. One car plate can't be same like the other one. So for a person it can be a fingerprint. So it's for each and every human being the fingerprint is different, so unique actually. So for the unique thing is represent a primary key. So if we look through this supplier table, this supplier ID is the primary key that represent the name and the telephone number of a specific person. Whereas if I go through the table plant, where it is saying that the product ID is one of the example that is a unique value that represent this row, each row. So the answer will be these two is the primary key, but we can't take these two because they're saying that name a primary key and the mark is one. So we will add any two. You guys can add any one. It can be supplier ID, it can be product ID. So the answer will be product ID. Try to match the word with the word that is given inside your table. And now move to the question number 2, which is name a foreign key used in the database. So for the foreign key, when a particular table take the other key primary value inside that table as a connection, for that thing we're using, for that ID we represent it as a foreign key. So naturally what is here happening, for the product ID is the primary key, right? Can you see there is any product ID here? No. But if I consider about the supplier ID, you can see the supplier ID is coming here as well, right? So what happened? It's a relational database. So this way, this primary key we are added inside this table plan as a foreign key. In this way, we are connecting this to table. That means this row is connected GS65, this row. So we don't have to write these two again and again. In this way, we can reduce the data redundancy. So the answer will be supplier ID, because this is the primary key for table supplier, and we take this primary key inside our table plan and connect this to table. So this is the example of a foreign key. Now they're asking that state the data type for height. So for this one, for the height, that means when we are putting each and every data, we need to predefine about the type of the data. Like for the ID, we need to, when we are designing the database table, we have to mention about each data type. You guys can see my database video where you can easily understand what is the meaning of data type and everything. So when the data administrator or maybe the data engineer, they are designing this table plan for the height field, they are providing a data type. So what will be the data type? The data type can be numeric, can be string, can be text, can be virtual, can be char, can be decimal. There's many more. So for the height, they're using a decimal values, right? So we can just put the data type for height is a decimal. Now move to question number 4, which is state the data type for telephone number. That means they are saying that what will be the data type for telephone number. So most of the student can say like it can be integer or it can be numeric, right? But it can be integer or numeric. For the telephone number, we always prefer text virtual. Why? Or maybe string. Why? Because numeric or integer can take plus or minus symbol, because when we are represent any of the country number, there is some country code that started with plus symbol, right? So this is one of the thing. For that reason, it can be text or virtual, any one. So I write both. You guys just choose only one. Now move to the question number 6, which is saying a customer in a photograph of a plant she wants to buy. She says that the plant has white flower and is at least 2 meters tall. That means the plant must have a white flower, and means both must be true, right? And is at least 2 meters tall. Okay. The garden center identified the plant as a type of mimosa. That means the garden, the people, the seller, actually they are identified. Okay, this is the symbol of this is a sign of a mimosa plant. So we have to write an SQL query that find all the mimosa plants that meet the criteria, display the official name of each plant and the names and telephone numbers of the supplier, if any, who stock that plant. Order the list alphabetically by supplier name. So when we are writing any database, we are using with the syntax select. That means we have to display something first, right? So we will focus on this part at the first places. That means they are saying that display the official name of each plant and the names and telephone number of the supplier, if any, who stock that plant. So first our syntax will start with the select, which official name, comma, supplier name, because inside the table the name of the supplier is supplier name, and then the telephone, right? Now we have to identify, like we are taking this column, this field, right? Like this column from which table. So this is our table. So inside table I can see that we are taking these two from supply table and plant table, right? So we have to write here from table supplier, comma, table plant. Then we will move to here. They're saying that the garden, the seller identify each plant as a type of mimosa. That means the plant must have a recognizable type name, which is mimosa. So most of the mimosa plant has a white flower and 2 meter tall they are. So that means we have to, if we go through the table plan, you can see the mimosa are at the first of the sentence, like mimosa pudica, mimosa ternary. So mimosa is the first one. So what do you have to do? For that one, we need to write where official name, this is the official name of the table, right, equals to mimosa inside the quotation, and then you put mimosa first, after that percentage. Why? Because when you put any word before percentage, that represent this word will always be the first. This query will search through this table, it will always identify the mimosa will be the first word, then it will take that value. If you like reverse these things, put this percentage at the first, then it represents the mimosa will be the last word inside the sentence, similar like that. So the mimosa part is done. Now we'll be focused on, they're saying that has white flower and is at least 2 meters tall. So that means both will be true. So we have to answer and flower color. That means they're saying that it's a flower color. So flower color must be white inside the quotation, and height is greater than equal to 2, because this is the name of the height. Always try to match your name with the column, with the column field name. Otherwise, if there is any mistakes, it will not give us the exact result and we will lose the mark. Now we have to, we are putting all these things. Now we have to match our primary and foreign key at the last. So this is the two primary and foreign key. So we have to write and table supplier dot supplier id equals to table plan dot supplier id. So this way we are matching this to field. And the last one, they are saying that we have to order the list alphabetically by supplier names. That means the name, the supplier name will be rearranged based on the alphabetical order. That means A, B, something like that. So the last will be ordered by supplier name. So this will be the answer, and we completed question number 3. Now we'll be moving on question number 4. So question number 4 is Tanvir makes and sell decorative candles. He wants to expand his business by creating a website for online sales. So Tanvir make and sell decorative candle, and he want to create a business. He want to create a website so that he can sell his product online, right? Now they're saying that question number A, which is Tanvir's website has an IP address and a domain name. So the question is, explain why a domain name is needed. Why we need a domain name? The thing is that the IP address is like this, come with a numeric value, a number, whereas the domain is a word, can be a .com, can be a .org, can be a .net, right? So for us, we have one of the website which is edexcelEZ.com. So the name of that Edexcel Easy is a word, and it can be easily, recognizable, easily remember. We can easily remember as a human compared to the numeric value, because there are so many things, 1 to 1 to 1 to 3, similar like that. So what happened, as a human, it is quite, easier for them to remember alphabetical word compared to numeric word. So for that reason, we use domain name, so other people can easily remember what is the domain name of a particular website. So the domain name is easier to remember because it uses alphanumeric words rather than just number. Now we focus on question number B, which is the website can be built using static or dynamic web pages. Okay, describe one difference between static and dynamic web pages. So first of all, we have to understand what is the difference between dynamic and static. So static web page is actually a landing page. So most of the organization, they are using a static web pages where they are providing all the information about their company. So there will be a no real-time data update. But for the dynamic, one of the example is our social media, which is Facebook. So when we post something, it easily updated into our profile or right, that we did something, we updated something. Even we can see some other people are updating and we instantly get the notification about that. So for the static, there is no database connected, whereas the dynamic, the database is connected to that. So when we are submitting any of the data inside our dynamic website, it is stored inside the database and instantly it provides us the results, something like that. So the answer will be static pages are manually coded, whereas dynamic pages can retrieve content or incorporate new features from a database. Then question number C is, a friend tells Tanvik that he could get more online sales of his candle by improving the digital footprint of his business. So that means they're saying his friend suggests Tanvik that he can get more online sales if he increases digital footprint of the business. So discuss how Tanvik might improve the digital footprint of his business. So digital footprint means it's not like he need to do more digital type of things. It's not like that. Digital footprint is means that when we search something, we can easily get the result for the Tanvik. Tanvik will be more recognizable on online platforms, similar like that. So the answer will be Tanvik uses search engine to comb through the internet. That means for Tanvik can use the Google or any other browser like Bing or Safari, similar like that. Maybe in Facebook, he can search about the market trend for candles to identify the positive and negative impact about the brand or product. So from that, he can identify what type of product is giving a negative impact to the customer. They don't like that type of candles, whereas some of the candle, most of the customer wanting, they're providing more likes, more loves. So based on that, the Tanvik can guess a marketing trends. And then social media plays a vital role in shaping Tanvik's digital presence. Be proactive on various platforms, maintaining a positive, helpful, and supportive presence. That means we have a different type of platform. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, right? So Tanvik can be present on different type of platform, and then he can post different type of his candle pictures on Instagram, maybe on TikTok, maybe on Facebook. So from there he can get more followers, even more customer to know about this product. And the lastly one, additionally seek out relevant forums or group related to Tanvik industry or craft, such as candle making communities. Engaging in these spaces allow Tanvik to share knowledge, gather feedback, and build relationship with fellow enthusiasts. Always priorities honesty and transparency in interaction. Okay, this thing is actually meaning that when we go to the Facebook, we can get number of groups, right? There is a number of group, I think million of groups are there. So if you want to sell candle, he need to find out the group where people are talking about type of candle. So he can join that type of group, and from there he can suggest people something about the candles design or candles perfume, something like that. Or maybe if some of the candles are not good for our health or similar like that, they can just provide a truth opinion about that thing. So in this way he can gain trust from the people. And also inside the group he can mention about his pages or his website. So in this way he can also get the followers or the people, and then people can also trust him. In this way he can create a strong digital footprint to the online. So this is one of the answer for the digital footprint. So the question number 4 is done already, and now we will be moving to question number 5. So question number 5 is actually a network diagram where they are providing us the questions and the spaces where we have to draw the diagram of the network. So the question is, Paula has a network and with a home office and want to add an entertainment room. That this is the entertainment room, this is the home office, this is the corridor to the rest of the house. That means from here, he or she can go to the rest of the houses. Paula has this requirement. So what is the requirement? He said that the existing home office has a PC and network attached storage devices, that means NAS. These are connected by Ethernet and will remain as they are. That means remain as they are means that you can move, and these two are connected with the Ethernet cables. That means with the cable these two are connected, right? Now move to the next question, which is the internet connection come into the office, into the house, in the home office. It will be shared with the rest of the network. That means from the office we are getting the internet, and this from this office the rest of the house are sharing the internet. The rest of the house has a single Ethernet cable from the house. That means the single Ethernet cable is coming from this office and it is divided between all the entertainment room and the corridor. Paula has a laptop that connect to the network by Wi-Fi. It must still be possible. That means Paula have one of the laptop that must be connected with the Wi-Fi. The entertainment room will have a media server, a sound system, a projector, and a television. These must all have Ethernet connection. So that means all are will be connected with the cable. The sound system will be controlled by projector via Bluetooth. That means sound system will be connected with the Bluetooth, and the television will be able to mirror a screen display from any devices that has Wi-Fi enabled. Okay, so they can use a mobile to mirror the mobile screen on the television. Complete the diagram to show a network design that will meet Paula's requirement. You must represent Ethernet cable by solid line. That means you have to create a line. Solid line means that there will be no gap inside the line. Whole line, and represent a wireless connection by a line of dashes, I mean dot dot dot, for the Wi-Fi. So you may represent a diagram component by a label, box, or symbol. So start with these things. So here it is saying that the existing home office has a PC network attached, that means PC and NAS home office, right? Now I need a switch. Why I need a switch? Because this one needs the Ethernet cable. If you think like if you look carefully into your home, in our home we also have one Ethernet cable that is connected with the router, and from that router we are using Wi-Fi. Based on that Wi-Fi we are getting the internet to whole of our devices. And if we have a PC that we can take or move, that PC we can also use Wi-Fi, but we can use direct cable that is connected to the router to our PC, and based on that we are getting the direct connection as well. So router has the option to, not option, router has an option or has a port where we can connect the cable from the router to the PC as well. So we need a switch. So when we connect router with the switch, from the switch we can get more number of ports. So from more number of port we can add more Ethernet cable, and based on that we can connect that Ethernet cable to the devices that we can able to move. So we need a switch, and then switch will be connected to the NAS and PC. Now they are saying that the internet is coming from the home office. That means the internet connection will enter to the home office first, and later will be shared with the every other part of the inside the house. And they're saying that the rest of the house has a single Ethernet connection from the home office. That means this is the rest of the house. So we are using our switch and providing an extra port, that one switch, right? So from that we are provided the one Ethernet connection to the rest of the house. Then they are saying that Paula has a laptop that connect to the network by Wi-Fi. This must still be possible. That means Paula has one of the Wi-Fi laptop, right? Then laptop is connected to the router. So router will be connected to the internet connection. And this I already mentioned that we router we have a port. So from port we can connect it with one devices. So router, the port of the router, we added the Ethernet cable in the router and connect with the switches. So from switches we are getting a different type of port, and take that port and connect to all the devices that can able to move. And for the laptop can use Wi-Fi, so it's a dotted line, right? They're saying line of dashes, and Ethernet cable are plain line, solid line. Now move to the entertainment room. For the entertainment room, they are saying that they have a media server, a sound system, a projector, and a television. So a media server, a projector, a sound system, and a television. So this is the entertainment room, and they're saying that they must all have Ethernet connection. So here we already have one switch. That means we need another Ethernet cable connector, right? Because these are all are connected with the Ethernet. So what we will do, we will take another switch, and from this switch to this switch we connect each other, and then it will connect to the all the devices that needs Ethernet cable. Now they're saying that the sound system will be connected by the projector via Bluetooth. That means projector and sound system will be connected with the Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a type of wireless connection, right? So we need a dashes line here. So there will be a dashes line. The television will be mirrored. Then there will be another mobile phone. And then we can use Wi-Fi to mirror the screen. So there will be a dashes line. So this is the this is the question number 5 diagram is done. Now move to question number B. Sorry, question number B. Yeah. Okay, so question number B, they are saying that Paula's network can be improved by adding a hardware firewall. Draw an X on your network diagram, to show where the hardware firewall should be located. That means we can, for the firewall means it provides us more security, right? So where we are using the hardware firewall, we are using the hardware firewall from the internet, where the internet is coming, and the router inside that part. So here will be the hardware firewall. And the question number 2 is saying, explain one advantage of a hardware firewall over a software firewall. The simple example is this, like when this hardware firewall is providing the security to all the devices. Whereas if I install one of the software firewall inside our laptop, it can only protect this laptop, not all the devices. So this is the benefit, one of the advantage of a hardware firewall. So hardware firewall provide protection for entire network and devices incapable of running their own firewall, while software firewalls only safeguard the specific devices on which they are installed. I hope you understand. Now move to the second question, which is number C. When a video is sent to the projector, it requires an Ethernet cable connections, but the audio track for that video can be sent to the sound system via Bluetooth. Explain why the video must be sent by Ethernet, but the audio only needs Bluetooth. I already mentioned on part 2 that the different type of cable speed that I already provided there. This is one of the common questions that will come in a different type of way. So this is one of the questions, why we're using Ethernet cable when we send the video but audio for the Bluetooth. Because when we're sending the video, it has audio already, right? Video and audio both. So it needs more speed, more bandwidth. Whereas for the Bluetooth, we are only sending the audio. Bluetooth has lesser bandwidth compared to the Ethernet cable. So the answer will be, the video file contain both the audio and video data, so needs the greater bandwidth available using Ethernet. So this will be the answer. We completed question number 5, and then we'll move to the question number 6. So let's move to the question number 6, which is a new purpose-built sixth form college will be opening next year. Okay, the college will have 1,200 students. The college has this decision to make, so there will be a two portion, right? One portion 1 and 2. They are saying that whether student will be allowed to use their own digital devices for their college work, or only be able to use college provided hardware. That means here it is mentioned that students should bring their own laptop, or the college should provide the PC from the college side. Question number 2 are saying that whether to use web-based software applications such as online productivity apps or locally installed software. This one means web-based means when you go to the browser and search for Facebook, you get a Facebook website, right? From there you can log in and view your Facebook and browse your Facebook from the Chrome browser or Safari browser, any browser. The other one is you guys can install Facebook or Twitter or Instagram application into your mobile and PC, and from that you can also browse your informations. So this is the difference between online, web-based, and the local install. Local install is application that we install into our devices. After that, they're saying that evaluate the options and make recommendation on the decisions that the college should make. You could consider technical support, security, and connectivity. So whenever we are providing these two answer, we have to carefully include about the technical support, security, and connectivity, this part. So this one is 2 to 2. Okay, and then we also have to give a recommendation which one we prefer. So move to the question. We will focus on the question number 1, which is students should bring their own PC or college should provide the PC. So first of all, we will support about the technical support. So that means the thing is that when a student will bring their own PC, if there is any issues happening, what happen? So when we get the technical support, as a compared to technical support, if something happened to our PC, the people who are giving the technical support, who are working in the college, they have some, they can be facing some issues because each of the student have different type of devices, different type of functionality, or different type of chips are there. So for them, it will be quite harder to familiar about each and every devices. But whereas if we provide from the college, it will be easier for the technicians to be easily solve specific problem because they will be easier for them, and also beside that they will be familiar with each and every devices. So the answer will be supporting personal devices present challenges, as IT technicians may not be familiar with all possible devices, right? While college devices are more familiar for them. So this one will be the first answer. Now we'll move about this part of the security. So what will be the security? For the security for own devices, like if I have my own laptop, I can, install some piracy software. Beside that, I can also bring malware. And when I share this file to one of the other students, their PC can be affected. So this type of things can happen when we bring our own devices. Whereas if the college have provided the devices or the PC, they have the software installed, and the IT technician can regularly check that everything is perfectly secured or not. So the security is more better compared to them. So the answer will be personal devices may bring in malware, hacking tools, or unlicensed software, that means crack or pirate software, right? Whereas college devices are more familiar to apply standard security settings to keep out malware and unlicensed software. Lastly, we'll focus on the connectivity. So for the connectivity is like for the own devices, some of the people can use, some of the students can use Mac. So Mac don't have number of port. So they need to use the hub to convert the port to the Ethernet, something like that. Maybe they have some issue with the Wi-Fi. They don't have any Ethernet cable option, similar like that. So this is the one of the things that can create an issue. Whereas if the college provided the device, they don't need to think about the connectivity. So the answer will be furthermore, personal devices may lack necessary connectivity such as Wi-Fi or Ethernet. Whereas college devices come equipped with the required connectivity and software capabilities. Now we have to provide a recommendation. What will be the recommendation? So whatever we are suggesting here, the 3 parts, now we have to give them the recommendation. So the recommendation is college should prioritize college issued devices for their standardized type setup because of the lower security risk, reliable connectivity, then ensuring a safer and more efficient learning environment for everyone. Now we will move to question number 2, which is whether we use web or online productivity or locally install software. So for that one, we also focus on the first part, which is technical support. Why? Because it's saying that web-based software typically require minimal technical support, right? Because when we browse our Facebook through Chrome browser, we don't need to update the Facebook from the Chrome browser, right? Because the Facebook from the browser, they're updated from their side. We don't need to do anything. But if we locally install Facebook application into our devices, we have to update the application. So this is one of the issues. Now move to security part. For the security, so when we are logging through our Chrome browser, they're asking for our password and for email. So if someone hack our browser, they can get it. Whereas inside our local install application is more secure. So the answer is privacy concern may arise with web-based software due to data being processed or stored online. Whereas locally stored software keeps data within the user or local area network, user's computer. That means that is stored in our user devices, in our own PCs, facilitating easier security control. So it is more secure compared to web-based. Now we will focus on connectivity. For the connectivity, for the web-based, obviously we need internet, but for the online application, for the local install software, we can work without internet connection. But you guys can say about Facebook, we need internet. Yeah, but Facebook, we need internet. But if you guys consider about Microsoft Word, we can work offline with Microsoft Word. We don't need internet. But if you want to use not Microsoft Word, Google Sheet or Google Excel sheet, we have need internet to work on Google Sheet or even PowerPoint or everything, like when we're getting inside our Gmail drive, right? So this is one of the examples of the connectivity. So which one we will prefer? So as my recommendation, I think that out of three, two of the thing are supporting install applications, right? So prioritize enhanced privacy control, ability to operate without internet dependency. Local install software might be a suitable choice. Through it may require more technical support for upgrade and maintenance, but compared to three, two are mostly supported locally installed software. So this is my recommendation. You guys can write different recommendation from your perspective. So it's up to you. So this is the question number C, end of question number 6. We already completed question number 6, May 2022. Unit 1 is done. Now please subscribe and comment on the comment section to let me know if there's any issues with the video, if I need to improve something. That's it. Thank you so much.